Madam Speaker, over the last few weeks, I've asked about housing a number of times, and each time the minister has confidently said that this government's housing plan is working. But the fact remains that over 200 families are staying in government-funded motel rooms, and many others are doubling up with friends and family while they desperately search for housing that they can afford. Does the minister responsible for housing believe that the housing plan is working for these families?
I recognize the Honourable Minister for Growth and Development.
Madam Speaker, I have the confidence that our housing plan is working. It does take time. It does take time to build, Madam Speaker. If only a previous government, perhaps the Liberal government or even the NDP government before that, had tabled a plan, introduced action to address the housing needs in this province, if they would invest in public housing, Madam Speaker, perhaps we'd be in a different situation. We are investing in public housing. We are investing in rent supplements, Madam Speaker. We're investing in community housing, in student housing, housing for healthcare workers, Madam Speaker. We know there's more work to get done, and we're going to continue doing it.
I recognize the Honourable Member for Halifax Needham.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. These families are not the only ones struggling to find housing they can afford. We're hearing constantly from renters who are struggling with rental costs, fixed-term leases, and bad landlords. And this government has done nothing to improve access to rent supplements, has refused to implement real rent control or close the fixed-term lease loophole, and has continuously sided with landlords over tenants. So, Madam Speaker, what does the minister say to these Nova Scotians who the plan is not working for?
I recognize the Honourable Minister for Growth and Development.
Madam Speaker, our goal is for Nova Scotians to find a safe and affordable place to call home. We know that we need to increase the supply. Our plan is working, Madam Speaker. We know, based on reports from CMHC and others, that vacancy rates are increasing, that supply is increasing, that rents are starting to stabilize, Madam Speaker. The member opposite references that we're not doing anything for rent supplements. That's absolutely false. Our government has increased its investment in rent supplements by 4 times, Madam Speaker. And I'll remind all Nova Scotians that that member voted against that.